Alright, so welcome to the first video of 2020. I had a really late start. It's the 25th of October, I believe. 24th, 25th. I think it's 25th. So I got deployed for a little over a month for the hurricane in Louisiana. So it's been a real, sorry about the camera, we're going down a really rough driveway. It's been super busy for me. I didn't really have, going into this year, I didn't really have one particular deer I wanted to hunt. Didn't have anything big showing up. We lost most of our leases in West Tennessee. I ended up letting them go. It was just turning into more hassle than what it was worth. So going into this year, I didn't really have anything that I particularly wanted to hunt. A couple good deer that I knew made it from last year on my grandparents' farm, but nothing that was showing up on camera or anything like that. Like, I was running a few cameras, nothing crazy. A couple of rural areas, I had some good bucks. I was going to try to velvet hunt, but then I got deployed and couldn't participate in the velvet hunt. So that shut that down. All right, that shut that down. And then while I was in Louisiana, I had a buddy of mine send me a picture of a huge buck. I'll show you the picture right now. Giant, probably, I don't want to overestimate him, but I'd say 160 is pretty safe. This is in the city limits. He doesn't hunt, so he knows that I do, so he sent that to me. He said he's seen him a couple times. So I started researching the area. I've never hunted there. So when I got back, I started focusing on trying to find permission over there to hunt this big deer. Didn't have much luck. I found a decent buck on my grandparents' property to hunt. And then I ended up getting lucky and finding 2 acres in behind a house that I could hunt. I went out, set some cameras up, and like 3 to 4 days later, the lady called me back and said she changed her mind. I went and got all my stuff and ended up, I didn't have pictures of them on there yet. So I've still yet to get a picture of this deer on camera. I know he's in the area right there, but that's it. So the day that I lost permission, I was driving away, and I decided to go buy this property. It's pretty much the only property owner that I had not talked to yet. Couldn't find his information anywhere. His gate's always locked, so the gate was open. So I drove up the driveway, knocked on the door, nobody was there. I was leaving, and there was a lady, the next door neighbor was out in her yard. So I stopped, talked to her, and she ended up hooking me up with the information, the guy's contact information, so I could call him. So I called him. He was super cool about it. We talked. Of course, I told him I wanted to meet with him and explain my situation, what was going on, and he agreed to do that after he got off work that night. I went over there, and that's history. So I now have leased the property from him. It's a little over 30 acres in a incredible spot. I've seen several deer in there. I went in there and hunted at one time just to pretty much hunt the edges of it, to kind of just see what the property was like. I walked over most of it. I don't believe the deer is bedding there. It's going to be more of a catch him in November, cruising that ridge looking for does. Several does. I seen 8 the other morning. Ended up shooting one because I was hunting on the very edge of the property, down toward the house, and she blew at me like 20 times, so I had enough. I'll show you that video next. We are headed over here to a new property I just got yesterday to hunt that big deer. I hit the mother lode and got the permission right where he's at. So Set up a camera last night right before dark. I'm going to go in this morning. The wind is right for where I want to go, so I'm going to go in this morning, give it a shot. We will see what happens. I'll see you when I get up there. I'm finally set up this morning. I'm in a new spot. I got permission yesterday. It's where that picture of that really big buck is about 100 yards that way. So I got permission right next door now. Comfortable up here in the saddle. Got a decent wind. We'll see. I have no idea what the steer's doing. I just came in here blind this morning. Set up in a good spot that I thought the wind would be good, so we'll see how it goes. It's warm. For mid-October, I think it's supposed to be 85 degrees today, but it's low 50s this morning, so we'll see what happens. I thought I heard some deer down below me this morning, but we will see. I'll let you know. I'm going to try to get it on video, but if not, I'm not going to worry about it, just because he's a giant.
got, but
yeah, so that was a pretty cool hunt. You can tell whenever I hit, she buckled and dropped down. I thought I straight spine shot her, so you can tell I was trying to hurry and get down real quick to go put another one in her because she flipped over off the edge. So by the time I got my saddle unhooked and climbed down and I went over there, she had already expired. So I ended up clipping the top of both lungs and I cut the spine. So I ended up not having to put another arrow in her, which was good. But at that's when I realized, I looked down at my phone, realized that I had to be home in 45 minutes, and I live 20 minutes from there. So I spent the next 15 minutes wide open, field dressing, dragging, pretty much sprinting out as I gathered up all my equipment. I started taking my sticks down and all that stuff. So finally get back to the truck and head back home. So my wife had a dentist appointment she had to go to, and my daughter's doing virtual school, so she couldn't stay home by herself. So she's 6 years old. So I had to be there so that the wife could go to her dentist appointment. Of course, if I would have killed the big deer, we would have just skipped the dentist appointment, but and probably pulled the daughter out of school. She could have come help me get it out, but that didn't happen. So there's no recovery footage of the deer. Took it down to the processor to have it cut up. It's a little warm for me and I didn't have time to cut it up myself, and I wanted some summer sausage that they do really well. So I took it down there. We got back. We did all this on my daughter's lunch break from school. Barely made it back on time, and then and now I'm focusing on that property. I will not shoot another doe. The only deer I'm going to shoot is the big one or another mature buck. So I don't want to say I'll only shoot that deer, because if a mature buck comes by and I've got my bow and I can get it on camera, I'm going to shoot it. Doing a little target practice. Haven't shot my bow, and I shot that doe the other day, but I hit right. But I was in my saddle, so I was thinking I might have torqued my body and put some torque in the bow. It was only like a 23, 25 yard shot, and it still torqued right quite a bit. So I was just shooting my bow to make sure it's good. So this is what we got. So I was aiming at that dot, 45 yards. I think we're good. Must have just, I wasn't watching my level, I guess, whenever I shot. It's hard to, whenever you're shooting at a deer, it's hard to pay attention to everything. But that's why we practice so much. I haven't been shooting much this year compared to years past. So I'm also grabbing my blind here. Me and Mr. Gaff are gonna go hunting in the morning. It's supposed to rain, so I'm gonna take the blind and try to get set up on one. It's supposed to quit raining at about like 8:30, 9 o'clock, so maybe we'll have some start moving whenever it quits raining. So there's Trey Gaff in person. It's about 10, 20. Getting ready to climb down. Trey shot a little buck, and it went down about 10 yards away from him. He sent me the video already, so I'm stoked for him. I think it's that one that I filmed this morning and let walk by. That was his second deer, so I'm excited for him. I'm going to climb down and then go grab that camera. And check it and make sure. See what we got on here. So whenever I grab the card, I'm gonna circle back down this other ridge and scout my way out toward the road. I'm trying to find a good spot for the juvenile hunt next week. Me and Jonathan are gonna come down and hopefully he can seal the deal. He's never killed a buck before, so that's his goal, is he wants to kill a buck. So we'll see what we can do. I might even take him to the big deer place. I would really like for him to kill a big deer like that, but if he did for his very first buck, he would be ruined forever. So, it's a squirrel. Thought I saw another deer, so I hate to get up just because conditions are really nice right now. So it rained all night. But Trey's got that deer on the ground and he forgot his knife. So I'm gonna have to take him my knife so he can field dress it and get it out of here. So I'm gonna scout my way back out and then go meet up with Trey and help him get that deer out of the woods. So we'll see you next time.